Hi everybody, Elisa here from Llama Unraveled. Now I've recently got a bunch of new subscribers, so I'd like to introduce myself again. I have 3 kids that are human. I have 2 kids that are not human. One of the non-human kids usually makes an appearance in the video. He might walk by. I don't think he's going to today. I think he's sleeping, but just keep an eye out for him. He likes to jump in and say hello sometimes. I used to be a teacher, but I've been home with my kids. I have a 7-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 2-year-old. And I help out in their school a lot. So trying to keep that connection because I miss teaching, but I also love being with them too. So now let's get to why we're here. I know some of you haven't seen many videos from me lately about what I've been doing. I apologize for that. I recently lost someone in my family and I just didn't feel like talking. So all the other videos you've seen are ones I posted before that. But during that time, I just wanted something mindless, and that was a lot of blanket projects, and some blanket projects that I've put aside and some that I started. Well, that turned into a problem. I think I have 10 blankets started, maybe more, all in different stages, and I don't know when I'm going to finish them all, but I'm sure there'll be a video along the way of all the blankets I attempted to start, and a lot of them are my designs, so I'll show you them, and the ones I do get done, I will share that pattern for you on my blog, and that link will be down below for those. And hopefully my goal is by the end of June to get at least 3 of them done. I think that's asking a lot. I do have one that's pretty close. It's 66 inches wide, which was not supposed to be that wide, but I don't know why I made 14 color blocks on it, and my son goes, I want 15, even though it wasn't really a project for him. So I ended up making 15 and ended up being 66 inches wide. So it wasn't that much bigger than I expected, but it's already 66 inches wide. Instead of making what I was originally thinking, like a 40 by 50 inch blanket, something like that, if it's already 66 inches wide, why not keep going and put it on your bed? Because this blanket is, and I'll show it when it's done, but it's a design I'm submitting, so I don't want to share it just yet, but it's got a lot of great texture and color to it, but it also has some white in it. So it's not one that we're going to use all the time. It's one that if I keep it, it'll stay on my bed and be decorative, but I don't know if I'm going to keep it. I crochet a lot, but I don't crochet a lot for myself. Majority of my crochet, like 90% of my crochet, I do for other people. My favorite thing is to crochet blankets for people that is customized according to what they like. A lot of times I've done dog blankets for people. I make a graph that's a picture of their dog, and I give that to them, and that way it's something personal that they can enjoy. That's one of my favorite things to do. But I mean, I crochet gifts too. I love the holiday time. I go crazy. I'm constantly trying to put stuff together and give to as many people as I can. I love homemade gifts, and I stress myself out because it has to be something that is handmade. That's very important to me. Now, before I show you my projects, let's go to my assistant, Mr. Yarn Untangler. Some of you may have seen him in some of his music videos, so let's just do a little quick hello to him.
Hi there everyone, Mr. Yarn Untangler here. Welcome to the Llama Unravel channel. I figure I just give a nice pose here with my yarn balls and my little cat friend here. And hope you guys will like and subscribe our channel, and love to see more videos of myself performing some great acts for your entertainment. Have a good day.
Okay, now that Mr. Yarn Untangler has said hello and introduced himself, let me show you what I've been working on. Now, this project is a blanket that I do have a plan for. I have someone in mind specifically that I want to give it to. I've been waiting to make this pattern for quite a while, and I am very excited. Now, at one point I did find this really pretty orange in a Millens bin, and I started this blanket and it didn't work out so well, which I'm glad it didn't, because I decided to stop. I don't know why it didn't work out well, because it's perfectly fine this time, but I stopped, and turns out I didn't have enough yarn anyway, because I'm kind of a math person. If you've seen my other videos, I like to have an idea how much I have. In fact, lately I have been calculating how much inches take up each stitch, and then I do the math to figure out how many stitches are in the block or blanket, and do the math to figure out approximately how much yardage I need. Now, to make a decent sized bed for a blanket, this one required, I think it was like 6,000 and something yards, which is a lot more than I expected. Now let me show it to you real quick. This is, and I've talked about this in several videos, and don't worry, I should stop talking about it hopefully by the end of the summer. I try to make one a night, although I've paused right now because I'm working on that blanket that I'm trying to submit, and hopefully that should be done within the week, or at least done enough. And that one, after that one's done, I'll go back to this one, and I make one block a night, and I believe I need somewhere between 64 or 72 blocks. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I did the math. I measured each block, and I figured out how many blocks I would need to make a nice size blanket to throw on your bed, like a twin bed size blanket. Now let me show it to you. Sorry, I'm short and I can't see over this. My brother makes fun of me for it all the time and loves putting stuff out of my reach. He's like 5'10", and he is my little brother. So, and he's like 5 years younger, so there was a lot of tormenting when we were little. In fact, I used to stick him in the laundry room with the portable rack that you lay your laundry on, and I would put my father's magic handcuffs on him and put it on the rack, and he had no idea at that point that they were magic handcuffs. And then I would pop open the can of peanuts with the worm in it that used to jump out, turn the light off, and run away. So he was tormented a lot. So he's a lot of payback to fill for me, a lot. Anyway, so there is the square, and I'll take a picture and insert it here too. Let's see, I think that I get most of it in. Now they will go together, and it will be diamonds. So let's see if I can get that in the screen. So it will match up. Let's see if I can do it this way. Okay, yeah, that kind of works. So you see how there's the bigger diamond and the little diamond within it, and then these will all match up on the, oh, not even in the screen, I'm sorry. These are match up. It'll be like diagonal. The X's will align, so they will meet together like that, and it'll be giant X's with the diamonds in the middle. And let me just put a picture in after this, so this way you can see what it'll look like and how cool this blanket is. And I know I keep talking about it, but I love beautiful blankets. I love stuff with texture, with a great picture. I like all kinds of things like that. And the yarn on this, it was very important. This was quite a research project. I've used a lot of yarns, a lot. I like to try different companies, and for this, I wanted to make sure it was the softest yarn possible, but this, you couldn't just use any yarn with this, and it would have to be a certain color. I figured like a lighter color would work better, not too light, but on the lighter, like a shade lighter than a real light color. I thought like this blue, or like a coral color, maybe a mint. I thought those colors would look good for it. So I did lots of research, and I love watching Krista at The Secret Yarnery, and I've watched a lot of her videos, and I did start ordering from Ice, and I sent her a message and asked her what she thought. and what her favorite yarn is, and she said Softly Baby from Ice, and that's what I went with, and I am so glad I did. I love that yarn. Now, I'm not affiliated with anyone, so I wouldn't go out and say try it. But if you want to try them and you're not sure where to start, I would definitely get Softly Baby. It's a nice yarn. And let me see if I can, let me put it up close so you can really see the beautiful color. It's kind of hard to tell. If you just look at it, it looks nice, but when the sun really hits it, it has like it's just such a nice color. It doesn't look straight blue. Like you can really see the fibers in it almost. I'm not really sure the best way to describe it, but it looks like almost a faint hint of like two colors, like very, very lightly, just when the sun hits it just right. So hopefully I can get that blanket done soon. Let's see, you know what, I want to say I probably have 20 blocks done, but I might not have that many done, but I don't want to count them. Sometimes I make myself crazy when I do that, when I'm counting the blocks to see how many I have and where I'm at. So I hopefully will get that one done. Now the person I'd like to give it to, it'll probably be a Christmas gift for them. So I have plenty of time for this. So that'll just be a slow thing every night. Something, put the kids to bed, and then I try to get a block done and enjoy some peace and quiet with the cat and the dog. Okay, the next thing I've been making, well, I'm trying to make another one, is, let's see if I can get this all the way in view. This is my pencil stocking. Now, this is something I designed and I put on my blog. And, well, I had all these projects in mind that I started. I was very excited for. And then it occurred to me, I have months. Now, my kid's school is like 20 minutes away, and this year I had one in preschool and then one all day. So I was driving to that school 3 times a day, at least 20 minutes, depending, once in a while rush hour, maybe like 25 each way. And then I would have to sit in the car rider pickup line to wait for him, but I had to get there early in the car rider pickup line. And I love getting to the car rider pickup line early because 2 and 3 would go to sleep while I waited for number 1, and I had some time to crochet. Now, that was 20, yeah. I spent over 2 hours of my day before in the car, which is fine. I love that school, and I would do anything to give my kids a great education and so they could specifically go to that school, but that was a lot of time in the car. And now that I have that time where I'm not doing that and I'm home all the time, I wanted to start getting things done. And I've recently decided I need to stop making blankets. I need to do what I can to finish those and do not start any more. I need to work on Christmas gifts. Now, I only have 2 kids in school, but I like to give to more than just those 2 teachers. Plus, I kind of slacked off on my end of the year gifts and I have to finish them. So I have a lot of stuff to make before the year starts. And stuff I have to do, I have to order for school. So I want to start getting Christmas presents done, so when Christmas time comes, I can go through and I can look and see, okay, this fits this teacher and this fits that person, and I've got a huge stack of things to make. And so this is something I thought would be good for a teacher. And let me show you the texture up close. So I've got the silver part of the pencil, and then the spirals, and then the point. And now this is meant to be a stocking. That is what I designed it for. However, when I shared it, someone had the great idea to also use it as a plastic bag holder. So hang it off of somewhere in your kitchen, whatever, and when you have plastic bags, you shove them in. Now, I don't know how much we need them anymore, because I know a lot of places are banning them, but I have a dog, so whenever I get plastic bags, I hold on to them. But I might have to make myself one too and hang it up and start storing some plastic bags in it. Okay, so the next thing I want to show you is something I pulled out that I plan to finish, although I have a lot of projects going, so I don't know I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet, but I'd like to finish this. So I have at least one new thing. Now, I told you I spent a lot of time in the car writer pickup line, and I always had a project going. Now, one of the projects I had not long before everything started and I wasn't in the pickup line anymore was this cardigan. So let's see. So it's kind of curling a little bit. I have to play with it, but I plan on, I'm gonna put a ribbing, put like a rib side on this too. But let me show you what I did. So it's pretty much just very basic, and this feels like butter. And I got as far, looks like I started one sleeve, but I think I'm gonna restart it, and I'll probably restart it and try to, so I can, it just drives me nuts to be part way done something when I'm doing something like that where I have to do the exact same thing on the other side. I want to start at that time, record everything I'm doing, and then as soon as I can do the other side, just to make sure it's even. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to restart the arm, and then, now this is curling, and I plan on putting like a ribbing section down here, and I think putting that ribbing on will take care of the curling, because if you see, this arm is curling right here, but when I started the sleeve, it stopped doing that. So I think that should take care of it. And then probably put a ribbing on the bottom too. So, let me put that on. So this is what I've got so far. It feels nice too. So I'm gonna try to work on that, but that might be I might have to wait a little bit longer, just because I want to get a few other things definitely done. That when I have projects for myself, I tend to push them off, and because I want to make sure I don't want to have crunch time in the fall, and I'm trying to get start making everyone's gifts. So that's that. Now the last thing I want to talk about is mandala. Now I've used mandala, I haven't used it in a while. Last time I used it, I want to say, is probably the end of last summer, in the fall. I started making some gifts, and I used some mandala, and that was the last time I used it. Now I have a whole bunch, because I'm a yarn hoarder, just like a lot of us, and so I have it. And I had an idea for a project recently, and I started it with one ball. Now, what I did notice is that it's not as soft as I thought I remembered it. Now, I don't know if it was the cake I had, if that was the problem, but I don't know if that was the problem or what it was, but it just wasn't as soft as I remembered. I think I'm gonna try to wash it when I'm done that project and see if that's what happened. But I've been trying ice yarns lately. So I'm not affiliated with any yarn companies. I just like a good bargain. I love yarn, but I love making things for people a lot. I make gifts for people. Every time we have a function at school, I try to make as much as I can to donate. I try whatever I can, make as much as I can for other people. So I want a good yarn, but if I can save money on it, I want to do that. So, and I know there are some expensive yarns and the shipping is high on ice, but I found some yarns that it's worth buying. They're similar enough to yarns in the US, and you're saving a lot of money. So I'm trying to try their yarns and see what I like, and I'll do a video of the ones I found will be worth it, but I'm trying to buy yarns that I can save the most money on. For example, I believe from when I did the math, if you ordered a bunch of cakes, it's around the same price. Now, if you go to Walmart and get mandala for $5, or you order a bunch of cakes from Ice, as they have similar cakes, it's also around $5, maybe a little more, maybe a little less, depending on how many you get. But with them, it's similar price, but that's if you get it at Walmart. And I've seen cakes on Hirschner's for like $7, sometimes more. Sometimes they're $6, but the other places, they're anywhere. I've even seen them at $8. So depending on how many you're getting and where you're getting, sometimes it is worth it to get it from Ice, and most of their yarn is very soft. So that's why I've been ordering from them. I want to try them and see what I like from there and see which ones I like better. And oh, this cake feels a little softer than the one I was using. But anyway, so I am using, for the project I'm currently working on, I'm using mandala, and I want your opinion on what you think of mandala yarn. How soft do you think it is? And what do you think of it? Now, I do really like it, but I'm not really sure it's really the softest cake option there is. But I'm also kind of wondering if it was that specific ball, because I don't remember any other ball being as scratchy as that one was when I was working with it. And it kind of really dried out my hands. The other thing too, when I used that other one, there was a lot of flex in it. Now let me see if I can find it. Check this one. So you can kind of tell on this one, and I apologize, this one's kind of looks a little fuzzy. This is one of those ones that I started a project 4 times with and frogged it. Not the same project, but I love bright colors, and I wanted to make sure I used this yarn for the right project, and I couldn't figure out the right project. Then I tried to learn Tunisian crochet, which is fine, but I like Tunisian crochet, but my hands just don't do well if I don't have that grip. So I usually don't last too long doing Tunisian crochet because my hands, it just hurts my hands. So let's see if I can, whoop, wrong side. I don't know what I'm thinking today. So I don't know if you can tell, but those slightly dark spots on the green are flecks of purple. And I did see it in other sections. Now, so when I use my other ball of the same mandala line brand yarn, this yellow had flecks of all the colors entirely through it. Well, the orange and just other flecks. It was not plain yellow. Now, if you look, you can see a few flecks. There's a few flecks of colors, but the other one, like, it was like completely speckled almost. Now this one, there's a few spots. So there's a few spots of fleckledness, but not like that one. I don't know if that cake was just an odd one, because I bought them all together. So I don't know why that one would be different, but I don't know if I'm remembering mandala wrong, or if it's slightly scratchy, or if it's because I've been using other yarns lately, but let me know down below what you think of mandala. Do you like mandala? Or is there another cake that you prefer? What's your favorite cake? So don't forget to comment on that, and then go ahead and like and subscribe to this video. Have a great day. Thank you.